I found
Hey, welcome back. I'm glad you all could make it. I just saw you a couple hours ago, but I hope in the meantime you had a good break for me. Right? If you're new here and you don't know what's going on, I cover the pressers. I comment, not over the president, but usually when he's doing when they got the press asking questions, the Q&A, that's when I usually chime in. And I'm so polite, by the way, too. They're agents, they're garbage. 95% of them are garbage. So this is what we do. If you're new here, you found a good spot to be. This I can promise you. And, you know, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, share, and support if you can. It's up to you. All I really care about is that you for this, just share it. Share it. The last video sadly got hit with a copyright claim. It's all right. It's all right. It just means it won't make any money. But the super chat's made up for. This is what I have to tell you. This is just a constant battle. Constant battle. What is that, Thomas? 4 cups of coffee for you? Yeah? Don't judge me. So this is going to just be the presser. It's supposed to start at 5. We're good. I mean, even... who was it? It was somebody out there was following me on Twitter. P.S. Follow me right now on Twitter at TRUreporting. It seems as though Washington, D.C., or Virginia, rather. Virginia's on quarantine until June 10th. Guys, we're not even to April. That's a long time. But there's a lot of indictments there too, right? Does that make you scratch your head? Makes complete sense to me. Phoenix 22, Thomas is amazing, and this channel keeps my anxiety down. Good to hear, Phoenix 22. That's awesome. That's great. That is great. John. Good gracious, my man. Thank you so much for that super chat. Massive. Massive. Hi, Thomas. Just a thought. Why the hospitals are empty. Maybe Soros checks have not came. Or the actors paid to do the show are on break. Good gracious. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Mel C says I'm on cup 11. I'd be like this. I have to do the half decaf, half caffeinated. Because I get too shaky. John, come on, man. You don't have to do that, man. That's massive, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. Why are the hospitals empty? Maybe Soros checks have not come. Or the actors paid to do so, to do the show, are on break. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Soros' money's cut off. He's worth billions, though. He's worth billions. Nani Bama says, yeah, I agree, Thomas, you are calming. That's very sweet. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys could hang out with me. I mean, this is what we're due. I mean, in all honesty, it's, it's content wars. Everyone's out there trying to put out content. It's fun. Johnny H, trifecta, baby. Absolutely. Jimmy Mells, welcome. Top Fuel, welcome. Jeannie, hey, welcome. Gordon Howard says half scotch. Sandy Gordson, thank you so much for the super chat. You're doing a good job, buddy. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. Very sweet of you. Thank you. Yogi Girl says, oh my God, 11 cups. I do one and I'm good. I wish I could do more because I love coffee. Flash, crash, repair, repeat. Crisis actors. Yep. Eric Fogg, thank you so much for the super chat. World's changing fast. Thanks, T. It is behind the scenes. It definitely is behind the scenes. Mel C says, I don't sleep much. Yeah. It makes two of us. Nitz Nelson says, love your content. Thank you. As usual, the president is fashionably late. I hope he's going to be just smashing reporters left and right. I tweeted this out earlier. I think it was an IET tweet that I retweeted, where the Bloomberg, there's the black guy, dark-skinned black guy from Bloomberg, and then there's a light-skinned black lady from, I don't know where she was, but Trump called her out saying that you used to be with New York Times, now you're with somebody else. He never said who she was with, but I guarantee you they are there because they're trying to pin racism on the president, the way that he's treating, because you could do it to white reporters, but you can't do it to the black reporter, right? Right? That's what I guarantee you they're trying to do that. Mark my words. Mark my words. Rebecca V says 11 cups of coffee for me and I could fly. That's why you get Red Bull. Get your wings. I don't drink energy drinks. I used to. I don't do them anymore. Guys, I don't know how many people are in the chat. Probably not that many because it is dinner time for a lot of the East Coast. But if you are, please hit the like button. Hit that thumbs up button down there. Marianne SPM Missouri for the first time for me. Welcome aboard, Marianne. Derek 103, I agree. It is so difficult to get a good night's sleep at the moment. It is, bro. It is. Brutal. Yeah, Michelle McGowan, exact. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Paid op reporters, 100%. Couldn't said it better myself. You are absolutely right. Bad people. Very bad people. Rebecca Henderson. New name? Rebecca? Thank you so much for that massive super chat. Thank you, Rebecca. Very sweet. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. John, you're hitting grand slams, Bubba. Rebecca, thank you so much for your generosity. It'll never, on this channel, it never goes unnoticed nor unappreciated. I can promise you that. I will be working day and night for you guys, and I have been. Trust me. John Howe, thanks again, my bubby. Says, last chat was really meant to be funny, but maybe have some truth to it. I felt a little sarcasm in there, my man. I'm not like that. What? Ashley McLean. We love you from Roswell, New Mexico. Never been there. Would love to go there. Very cool. Phoenix 22. What's up? I'm glad I can bring you some relief. He says, my counselor just told me that she was told to pack a bag for a couple weeks, being sent to a so-called war zone. Don't know where. Jeez. What's that all about? Kelly Perry, first time here. Welcome. Welcome. It's a great place for you to be. Right? Grabs Anon says, I can't say enough how much I enjoy your content. When was the first time you saw something 17 related in real life out in the public? In the public? The only thing that I can tell you is that is somebody recognizing me. I've never seen anything. I've never seen anyone wearing Q. I've never seen anyone have a bumper sticker, nothing like that. Never seen it. The only time was I've been approached by about 10 people that knew who I was up here and where I used to live. That's the only thing I can say in real life. I've never seen anything else with anybody having anything like that. So that's all I can say. Which being approached was like super surreal. It was really cool. And I'm not just talking about the rally. I knew that people would probably recognize me at the rally. But I just mean like in my city, even up here, like right when I moved up here, I was buying furniture and a dude came up to me. He's like, "Are you Thomas from True Reporting?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You watch the show?" He's like, "Dude, been watching it for like 2 years." It was really cool. Then there was a couple others up here too, but that was the first one up here. Jonah, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Birolin. Thank you, Thomas. God wins. Yes, he does in the end, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Media is not reporting on chloroquine. I know. Patriot77, I saw a QT shirt at the local small town grocery store. My buddy, hey White Hat. What's up, Bubba? Says, hope you're well. Hope all you Patriots are doing great. We are. We're doing good. Dreamer, new fan, great content. Welcome, Dreamer. Please make sure to hit that notification bell. All right, turn that on. Epic Times spammed me? Stop it. Epic Times, EPOCH? Can I get the sauce on that, please? Jake Tillman. Thank you so much, Jake. I appreciate that. Shan, can you verify that for me? Mel C, Sunny Skies, please. Did the Epic Times spam me? I love Epic Times. Can anyone verify that for me? Hopefully they weren't trying to besmirch me. Pole Shamrock. Absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. Never. Big Eric 12325 says, where'd you go? Amazing to be alive. In history books will record. Absolutely. Swamp Fuel 20, what's up? From the ATL. Welcome aboard. Yay, over 1,000 watching. Can we get 1,000 likes? Can we please? Steven Johnson. Where are you from, Steven? Thank you so much for that super chat, my man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Audit the Fed says, how can I pay my mortgage now? Well, I guess you're going to get something in the mail. I don't know. Aren't they waiving on that? I think they're going to be ending the Fed, bro. Just like you said. Epic Times rocks. Hell yeah, they do, David Ellington. Yes, they do. God, I hope they were talking good about me. If they were at all. I don't know. Could have been a troll. Trump is on, guys. Here we go.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you for that super chat. Let's go.
Comfortable here. A lot of room. And we appreciate you being here. Yesterday, I announced that we would be extending our social distance guidelines through the end of April. This is based on modeling that shows the peak in fatalities will not arrive for another 2 weeks. The same modeling also shows that by very vigorously following these guidelines, we could save more than 1 million American lives. Think of that, 1 million American lives.
Leah Miller, thank you for the super chat.
Our future is in our own hands, and the choices and sacrifices we make will determine the fate of this virus and really the fate of our victory. We will have a great victory. We have no other choice. Every one of us has a role to play in winning this war. Every citizen, family, and business can make the difference in stopping the virus. This is our shared patriotic duty. Challenging times are ahead for the next 30 days, and this is a very vital 30 days. We're sort of putting it all on the line, this 30 days. So important because we have to get back. But the more we dedicate ourselves today, the more quickly we will emerge on the other side of the crisis. And that's the time we're waiting for. The more we commit ourselves now, the sooner we can win the fight and return to our lives. And they will be great lives, maybe better than ever. Today we reached a historic milestone in our war against the coronavirus. Over 1 million Americans have now been tested, more than any other country by far, not even close, and tested accurately. And I think what I'd like to do is ask Secretary Azar, who's done a fantastic job, to come up and just say a few words about the fact that we reached substantially now more than 1 million tests. Please. Thank you, Alex.
Guys, please hit that like button, please, and share this stream.
Well, thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership in marshaling all the resources that we have for this unprecedented testing effort. And thank you, Mr. Vice President, for leading a whole-of-economy approach to testing. As the President mentioned today, the United States hit more than 1 million samples tested, a number that no other country has reached.
Wow.
We're now testing nearly 100,000 samples a day, also a level that no other country has reached. I want to thank every partner that has been involved in this effort. That includes all of the men and women of the FDA and the CDC, including Director Redfield and Commissioner Hahn. Together, the FDA and CDC have worked to balance the need for testing on an aggressive scale with the scientific rigor that Americans expect.
Camille, thank you so much for the
Working with
super
our
chat.
testing coordinator, Admiral Giroir, they have now truly unleashed the ingenuity of the private sector and our state and local leaders, the centerpieces of America's historic approach to testing. I want to thank those state and local leaders who've used their on-the-ground resources and knowledge to lead testing and make it much more easily accessible to the Americans who need it. I'm also grateful to FEMA, with whom we're now working closely to get state and local partners what they need. I also want to thank CMS, where Administrator Verma has given healthcare providers unprecedented flexibility to scale up capacity for testing and treatment and has ensured that tests will be paid for. Finally, we would not be where we are today without the many American companies, entrepreneurs, and scientists who have worked day and night to develop, as of today, 20 different emergency testing options. With the FDA responding to requests for authorization typically within 24 hours, the number of options is growing nearly every day. FDA has also opened up new options for using the available tests, like self-swabbing, and new options for reagents. I also want to thank FDA and other components of HHS for incredibly rapid action on other tools that we need. This weekend, we actually worked to secure 30 million tablets from Sandoz and 1 million tablets from Bayer of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, which are potential COVID-19 treatments, and we authorized Battelle's new decontamination machines, which can each sterilize thousands of essential N95 masks for reuse every day. So thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership, and thank you to everybody who's played a part in getting us where we are today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Let's go, Big Donnie.
I'd like to ask Dr. Hahn to come up, FDA, because we have some really good stuff. First of all, the numbers have been incredible on testing, but in the days ahead, we're going to go even faster, and we have something from Abbott Labs, which is right here, and that's a 5-minute test, highly accurate. And I maybe can show that as we listen to our FDA commissioner, the job he's done, and the approval process. We talked about the chloroquine and the hydroxychloroquine just now. I thought that I'd mention it, but Alex has already done that. But we have that now under test with 1,100 people in New York, and it was only the fast approval by FDA that allowed us to do that. It was a really rapid approval. And Doctor, please say a few words. And this is the first one on the line of the 5-minute test from Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. Thank you, Mr. Vice President, for your leadership of the task force. I'm very proud of FDA's staff's work in the last few months to expedite the availability of testing in this country. I'm also incredibly appreciative of private industry's ingenuity and willingness to work with us quickly to develop and distribute those tests. We've had a substantial addition to testing with the authorization of point-of-care tests, especially the Abbott point-of-care test, which the President has pulled out of the box. A point-of-care test is a test that gives you a result where you're getting care. This is truly a patient-centered approach, whether it's the doctor's office, a hospital, an emergency room, an urgent care center, or a drive-by testing site. Just like tests for flu or strep, where you go to the doctors, you get the test done, you can get an answer within minutes of having this test done. Now, with those tests being approved for Abbott and for others, these are available around the country. They're planning to scale up the number of tests that can be put out throughout the country over the next month, and patients can get the answer within as little as 15 to 5 minutes. And then, of course, an appropriate plan of treatment can be given.
Lauren Tyler
I've made
Moore,
FDA
thank
working
you.
quickly,
Seal of the
with
President of the
Abbott
United
as well,
States
other
on the
testing
podium. Yep.
approaches. And normally these tests
there.
take months to develop.
That's yesterday, I
I was on the
believe.
phone today with the Abbott CEO. He told me that normally this is a 9 to 12 month approach to developing a point of care test. They did this in collaboration with FDA and U.S. government within weeks. Abbott has shared that they will be delivering these tests tomorrow and then we'll be ramping up. Just to emphasize one thing, the most innovative and safe products come from the private sector in partnership with government, taking an all-hands-on-deck approach, just like in this case. And the other point here is that Abbott and FDA worked together to make sure that we had a fast, reliable, and accurate test to market. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc. Great job, too.
Great job.
Great job. Thank you, Steve. So, the pharmaceutical company, Sandoz, has been working with us very closely. And as Alex
Maggie, thank you.
mentioned a little bit, 30 million doses of the hydroxychloroquine to the United States government. It's been given. And Bayer has donated 1 million doses of the chloroquine, which will soon be distributed to states and state health officials around the country. Teva Pharmaceuticals is also donating 6 million doses of hydroxychloroquine to U.S. hospitals, 6 million doses. So the private sector, as you'd say, Steve, it's been amazing what's happened, really amazing. And we're going to introduce you to some of the greatest business executives in the world today, no matter where you go. And they're going to say a little bit about what they're doing. And then we have so many more. The FDA has also authorized the Batil's N95 respirator mask sterilization kits. It's an incredible thing. I've been asking, why are we throwing these masks away? You look at some of these masks and they're significant pieces of equipment, and I say, how come you throw them away? Why aren't they using sterilization techniques? And I got a call from Mike DeWine, the governor of
Thank you,
Ohio.
Stephanie T, for the super chat.
And he's a tremendous guy, tremendous governor. And he said, we have a company named Batil, and they're having a hard time getting approval from the FDA. And I called up Dr. Hahn, and within a very short period of time, they got the approval. Steve, we really appreciate it. I want to thank Mike, and I want to thank Steve. And they're going to be able, each machine now can disinfect 120,000 masks per day. Now think of that.
Wow.
Each machine can disinfect 120,000 masks per day. It'll be just like a new one. It can go up to about 20 times for each mask. So each mask can go through this process 20 times.
Great.
And they have 2 in Ohio, 1 in New York, and 1 will soon be shipped to Seattle, Washington, and also to Washington, D.C. So that's going to make a tremendous difference on the masks. This morning I spoke to our nation's governors to help each state get the medical supplies they need. And yesterday, Vice President Mike Pence asked our nation's hospitals to begin reporting total bed capacity, ICU bed capacity, ventilator capacity, and vital medical supply levels on a daily basis. And Mike, thank you for the great job. Thank you very much. In New York, the 2,900 bed hospital under construction, which is now completed. They completed it in 3 days, you might say 3.5 days, at the Javits Center.
The media is going to make fun of his hair, guys, because they're relentless, horrible people.
So they're going up. I think we're going to be adding some more beds, which will be completed today. And we've opened up, whoops, there goes our box. And my hair's blowing around, and it's mine. One thing you can't get away with, if it's not yours, you got a problem if you're president. And nearly 3,000 medical beds will become operational. The U.S. Navy ship Comfort also arrived today, equipped with 12 operating rooms and 1,000 hospital beds. Work has begun on additional temporary hospital sites, including a 600-bed capacity nursing home facility in Brooklyn and numerous floors of a high-rise building on Wall Street. So it's been really pretty amazing what they've done. The Army Corps of Engineers, what they've done, they just completed, think of it, a 2,900 bed hospital in New York in just about 3 days, maybe 4 days. And the whole city's talking about it. On top of that, we floated in a great ship, which is going to be 1,000 rooms, which is being used for patients outside of what we're focused on, and that will free up a lot of rooms.
Outside of what we were focused on?
Great. The Army Corps of Engineers has awarded
that
contracts
mean?
for the construction of alternate care facilities also at the State University at Stony Brook, State University Old Westbury, and the Westchester Community Center. We're sending 60 ambulances to New York City today. We have a total of 60. We're getting some additional ones, with up to 190 more to follow at different locations. To date, FEMA has obligated more than $1.3 billion in federal support to the state of New York. So we're spending a lot of money in New York. It's a hotbed. There's no question about it. And we're spending a lot of time, effort on New York, New Jersey. Spoke with Governor Cuomo a lot. Spoke with Governor Murphy a lot in New Jersey. And we're really getting the job done. People are very impressed, and I'm very impressed by the people in FEMA, the people in the Army Corps of Engineers, because what they've done, I've never seen anybody do anything like it. In addition to the 8,100 ventilators that we've already delivered over the next 48 hours, we're delivering more than 1,000. We're going 400 ventilators are going to Michigan very shortly, 300 going to New Jersey, 150 ventilators to Illinois, 150 to Louisiana, and 50 to Connecticut. FEMA and HHS already delivered 11.6 million N95 respirators, 26 million surgical masks, 5.3 million face shields, 4.4 million surgical gowns, and 22 million gloves. And I don't know if you just saw, it just came over the wires that Ford just announced just a little while ago that they will produce, along with General Electric Healthcare, 50,000 ventilators, and they're going to be doing it in less than 100 days. And top of that, we have other companies that are doing ventilators, including General Motors. But we have 9 other companies doing ventilators. As we outpace what we need, we're going to be sending them to Italy. We're going to be sending them to France. We're going to be sending them to Spain, where they have tremendous problems.
They don't do shit for us.
And other countries as we
Promise you that.
as we can. But the fact that we're doing so many so quickly is a tribute to our great companies. More than 14,000 National Guard members have been activated and can help supplement state and local efforts to distribute personal protective equipment, where we're sending a lot. We have plane loads coming in. We have 51 loads from various locations all around the world, and they're landing. We had our first big cargo plane land this morning, and we're getting it from all over the world. And we're also sending things that we don't need to other parts. I just spoke to the Prime Minister of Italy, and we have additional capacity. We have additional product that we don't need. We're going to be sending approximately $100 million worth of things, of surgical and medical and hospital things to Italy. And Giuseppe was very, very happy. I will tell you that they're having a very hard time. Joining us this afternoon are CEOs of the great American companies that are fulfilling their patriotic duty by producing or donating medical equipment to help meet our most urgent needs. What they're doing is incredible. And these are great companies. Darius Domshek of Honeywell, you know that. And Darius has been somebody that I've dealt with in the past, and he's a great leader of a great company. Deborah Waller of Jockey International. A friend of mine, Mike Lindell of My Pillow. Boy, do you sell those pillows? That's you do. David Taylor of Procter & Gamble, and Greg Hayes of United Technologies Corporation. And I just want to tell all of you that America is very grateful to you and what you've done. Amazing job you've done, and we thank you very much. I'd like you to come up and say a couple of words, if you might. about your companies. Mike, come on up. Come on up, fellas, please. Come on up.
Go, Mike
Tell
Lindell.
what you're doing, because it's been...
By the way, if you didn't know, go to Anthony Cumia's show.
Okay, well,
And listen to this
is
man
a
speak.
U.S. vertically integrated company which has been forced to adjust to the changing business environment as a result of the pandemic. My Pillow is uniquely positioned as a U.S. company that functions as a manufacturer, logistics management distributor, and direct-to-consumer. Given our current business lines, we are experiencing the effects of this pandemic firsthand. But My Pillow is done. We've established an internal task force which is monitoring future needs of companies across the country as a result of this pandemic. And given our position, we've begun to research and develop new protocols to address the current and future needs of U.S. businesses across multiple sectors. How companies are going to prepare themselves when they once again open up, and changes to their current operations in order to adjust to future threats and pandemics. My Pillow has designated some of its call center to help U.S. companies navigate the many issues that resulted from this pandemic. We've dedicated 75% of my manufacturing to produce cotton face masks. In 3 days, I was up to 10,000 a day. By Friday, I want to be up to 50,000 a day. I'm proud to manufacture our products in the United States, and I'm even more proud to be able to serve our nation in this great time of need. Thank you, Mr. President, for your call to action, which has empowered companies like My Pillow to help our nation win this invisible war. Now I wrote something off the cuff, if I can read this. Okay. God gave us grace on November 8, 2016, to change the course we were on. God had been taken out of our schools and lives. A nation had turned its back on God. And I encourage you to use this time at home to get back in the Word, read our Bibles, and spend time with our families. Our president gave us so much hope where just a few short months ago, we had the best economy, the lowest unemployment, and wages going up. It was amazing. With our great president, vice president, and this administration, and all the great people in this country praying daily, we will get through this and get back to a place that's stronger and safer than ever.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Please come on up. I did not know he was going to do that, but he's a friend of mine, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, Mike, very much. Please.
Hey, Mikey.
First of all, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, the entire administration, and all the agencies, thank you for your strong leadership during this time of crisis. It is noticed, and it's making a difference. Second of all, I'd like to say a big thank you to all the healthcare workers out there. You're putting yourself in harm's way every day, and we really respect what you're doing, and we couldn't be thankful enough for it. And I can tell you that more help's on the way. We as Honeywell, we're an industrial technology company. And one of the businesses that we're in, we protect the industrial worker. But what we're doing today is we're repurposing a lot of that equipment to serve the healthcare worker. A few days ago, we announced the startup of a new manufacturing facility in Rhode Island. We're going to be hiring 500 employees. We have already 200 on board, and we're going to be starting the production of N95 masks within the next 2 weeks. Furthermore, today we're announcing the startup of another manufacturing facility in Arizona. We're going to be hiring another 500 people, and we're going to be starting up production in that facility by the middle of May. So in total, we've doubled our production of N95 masks already. It's going to double again within the next 60 days, and then within the next 90 days, we're going to have 5x the capacity we do today. Furthermore, we're going to be providing other safety equipment to support all the efforts going on. Lastly, I'll say a big thank you to all the Honeywell employees, and also announce a $10 million fund for them, for all the hourly and administrative employees who are having a hard time during this time of crisis. Thank you, Mr. President.
Godspeed Q, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, love watching the POTUS, President of the United States, speak with people that love him as much as I do. Absolutely, Godspeed. David Ellington, keep up the great stuff. Ran out of toilet paper. I guess the terrorists might get pissed to hear of my alternative.
Thank you, Mr. President and Mr. Vice President, on your guidance during this unprecedented time.
Thanks, David.
And I'm very honored to be here today. Founded by a minister 144 years ago, Jockey International is a family-owned company headquartered in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Since 1876,
I love their
we have
accents.
been providing socks and underwear for generations of families. It is part of our DNA to roll up our sleeves and help our country in her time of need. During World War II, we made parachutes for the military.
Wow.
And today we are eager to serve this great country by providing support for the healthcare workers on the front lines of this fight. As the President and Vice President have said, it's a whole of America approach, and we are committed. Jockey has had a long-standing partnership with Encompass Group, headquartered in Georgia, serving the healthcare community. When we learned of the critical need for PPE, we knew we had to help. That meant restarting production on Tier 3 isolation gowns. Monumental lifting by Jockey, Encompass, FEMA, and the FDA was done in just a few days to be production ready. As a result, we expect to begin delivering 30 to 50,000 gowns per week, helping those that need it the most right now. In addition, this week, we are also donating 10,000 units of scrubs to the frontline doctors and nurses at the Javits Convention Center in New York
Donating,
City.
keyword.
We would not have been able to do this without the collaboration of the administration, representatives from the federal agencies, and Congressman Brian Stiles. Thank you very much, Mr. President and Mr. Vice President.
Thank you very much.
M. Hoffman, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, thanks for all you do, Thomas. Please pray for my friend. Her husband is an ER nurse in Dayton, Ohio, and 2 daughters who all work in hospitals. He is seeing an influx in COVID patients each day.
Represent the men and women
Jesus,
of
I'm
Procter
sorry,
&
M.
Gamble,
Hoffman.
who every day, 24 hours a day, are working to build and make essential cleaning products, hygiene products, and healthcare products for families everywhere. These include healthcare workers and for institutions that are serving those on the front line. P&G people are the faces of brands you know and trust. Brands like Tide, Pampers, Bounty, Charmin, Mr. Clean, and Vicks. In addition to making, packing, and shipping these essential items, they've worked together to transform our plants, to make things we've never made before, like hand sanitizers and facial masks. Some of these are already getting to national, state, and local agencies. Some of them are in the hospitals already. Everywhere around the world, P&G people are working every day to serve everybody, consumers, and they're working together to bring together the full capability of our research and development, our engineering, our manufacturing, and our communications capability to make sure we make a difference to the consumers we serve and to all the audience that we can make a difference to. I want to thank them, and I'm very grateful for what they do every day in service to others. Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, for bringing us together today.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very nice. B. Spain, thank you so much for the super chat. John Howe, again, thank you, my
Good
man.
afternoon. I'm Greg Hayes from United Technologies. And on behalf of the
That's a
240,000
big man.
employees of United Technologies and the 70,000 employees at Raytheon, which will join together with UTC this Friday, I want to first of all say thank you to the President and the Vice President for your leadership during what is really a war. It is a different war than anybody has ever fought before, but it's a war that we're uniquely qualified to help. As one of the world's largest defense contractors and some of the best technology, we're using that technology to try and solve some real-world problems. Today, we're working with the Air Force to try and help pilots as they're moving medical evacuees with the COVID-19 virus such that they can be protected and that the patients can be protected. Again, we're working also with logistics, and if you think about a war, strategy is important, but logistics wins war. It's imperative, I think, with FEMA, along with Mr. Navarro's office, that we coordinate all of these activities. Last week, we donated about 90,000 pieces of personal protective equipment to FEMA. Next week, we'll have another almost million. Again, working through our supply chain partners around the world. We're also today, this week, beginning the manufacture of face shields. Using the additive technologies that we have and the machines that we have available within UTC, we'll be able to produce approximately 10,000 shields in the next 4 weeks. Again, all needed equipment. We stand ready to help in any way we can. We don't need the Defense Production Act to ask us to act. All of the people at UTC and Raytheon are focused on this war and winning it. Again, I also want to say thank you to all of our employees for their work during this crisis, as well as to the frontline medical and other first responders.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, fantastic.
Jennifer Merman, thank you so much. Jennifer says, he said 3 or 3 to 5 days. That's the intel Wilcox said for the next
Come up
Days
and
of
say a few
Darkness.
words about what you're doing and
We ain't
what's
seen nothing
happening,
yet.
how positive it's been. I really appreciate
trust
it.
David Wilcock?
Burma.
Christopher Harvey, thank you so much. He says, do you notice that the gold fringe flag and presidential seal has returned? I did.
Sympathies to those that have lost
I
loved ones
did,
to
Christopher. Thank you so
coronavirus.
much for the super
We're
chat.
all
And
thinking of
Jennifer
you.
and John, thank you all
Today
three
is
so very much.
Doctor's
I
Day.
did notice
Even
it.
without it, I want to send a message of gratitude.
What do you guys
to the
think
foot
about that?
soldiers
Why
in
is it
this
back?
war, men and women that are providing care and comfort to Americans that have been affected by the virus. Your country is grateful. And in short, as the president has said, we are engaged in a war against an invisible enemy. In wartime, the assumptions of peacetime must be revisited and adjusted to meet the demands of the moment. And so under the president's leadership, CMS is waiving a wide and unprecedented range of regulatory requirements. Now, many healthcare systems won't need these waivers, and they shouldn't use them if they don't need them, but the flexibilities are there. In a time of crisis, regulations shouldn't stand in the way of patient care. And there are several components to our announcement today, but the first one is CMS's Hospitals Without Walls. And this is going to allow hospital systems to create new treatment sites outside of their facility to expand capacity and be able to safely separate patients that are infected with the coronavirus and those that are not. Now, FEMA is doing incredible work setting up temporary hospitals in New York and other areas. But under these waivers, we are empowering local communities to complement and augment the work of FEMA and allowing hospital systems to tap into the capacity that already exists in their communities, making use of dorms and hotels or gymnasiums, and allowing the main hospital to focus on those that need the most intensive care. There are surgery centers out there today that are delaying elective surgeries, and they may have excess capacity that could be devoted to hospital-like care. And we are also making changes to the Medicare program to facilitate testing. So some people that need a coronavirus test can't leave their home, or patients that are in a nursing home, and now we will pay for labs to go out to these locations and perform testing. And we're also expanding the workforce. We are taking action today to relax some of our regulations to allow hospitals to increase their workforce. And we're allowing a broad range of flexibilities so that we can let healthcare workers operate at the top of their license. And we are also allowing our hospitals to provide more support for our healthcare workers. Under today's regulations, they can only provide minimal support to healthcare workers, but now we're going to allow them to provide childcare, meals, laundry services. And then there's also telehealth. The president already directed a dramatic expansion of telehealth to our nation's 62 million seniors with Medicare, and we're so proud of all the healthcare providers and patients that have rapidly implemented telehealth. But today we're announcing that we're going to go even further, and we're going to be paying for doctors to make phone calls with their patients and provide care over the phone. And we're getting rid of long-standing barriers to telehealth in the Medicare program, allowing emergency rooms to use telehealth and eliminating requirements that some visits be provided face-to-face. And I also want to mention that on Saturday, the president directed CMS to offer advance payments for healthcare providers that are experiencing cash flow problems. We know that many providers are complying with our recommendations to delay non-essential elective surgeries, and they shouldn't be penalized for doing the right thing. Now, I've barely scratched the surface of all the flexibilities that we are offering healthcare workers and healthcare systems. These flexibilities will provide a lot of flexibility from regulations that are ill-suited to the unprecedented needs of this emergency. And doctors and nurses and other healthcare professionals that are working long hours and sacrificing times with their families and risking their lives will have the flexibility that they need to confront the needs of the coronavirus pandemic. And there are many heroes in this war, but I want to take an opportunity to thank the team at CMS. These folks have worked day and night. The flexibilities that are in this regulation, and any regulation, usually take CMS a year, but we did this in 2 weeks, and I couldn't be more honored and privileged to serve alongside these dedicated public servants. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You did a fantastic job, and you're doing a great job.
Great job.
So we are in the midst of something that is very difficult but we are going to win. It's just a question of when. We want to do it as quickly as possible. We want to have as few deaths as possible. And
Jeff Robertson, thank you so
meet
much
again
for the
tomorrow
super chat.
for some statistics.
Says thanks for the oil haulers in Oklahoma, sir.
Updates as to where we are, where we think we're going, and timing.
Best president ever.
Timing is going to be very important because we have to get our country back. We have to get our country back to where it was and maybe beyond where it was, because we've learned so much. But we will have lost a lot of people. And in many ways, they're heroes. And if you look at what's happening with our medical professionals, it's a danger. They're warriors. Men and women are doing a job that the likes of which I don't think anyone's ever seen. I see them coming out of planes today, going into New York, going into the most dangerous locations, dangerous areas, and they go in there and they just want to do the job. And you see the numbers. You see the numbers like I see the numbers. I have some friends that are unbelievably sick. We thought they were going in for a mild stay, and in one case, he's unconscious in a coma. And you say, how did that happen? So I just want to thank all of the great professionals, men and women, doctors and nurses and paramedics and first responders and law enforcement, by the way. If you look at New York and you see how the effect that this had on law enforcement, it's been incredible. These are great people. Firefighters, great people. They're helping in so many different ways, so thank you very much. And if you'd like, we'll take a few questions. John, please.
Here we go, boys and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, rather. What do you think about that he says he knows people who are in comas and stuff? He said it last presser.
Yesterday, you said that you would be extending the guidelines through the end of April and that you'd be giving us specifics tomorrow. Do you expect that the guidelines will just carry on the guidelines that have been in place now for 15 days? Could there potentially be some modification? Also, you have some travel restrictions that come up for reconsideration.
Yeah.
The one from the EU on April 13th,
Right.
Canada, U.S., Mexico border
They'll be
on
staying.
April the
They'll be
21st.
staying.
What will happen with all
They'll
of
be
that?
staying, and we may add a few more, but the guidelines will be very much as they are, maybe even toughened up a little bit. But they're having a big impact. They're having a tremendous impact, and we're starting to see it. And that's the key. We're starting to see the impact that they're having.
And if I could ask you to, you talked about Ford now ramping up production of ventilators. The government is sending thousands of ventilators across the country. Clearly the supply is increasing, but when you look at the production curve against the hospitalization curve, can you guarantee that everyone who needs a ventilator in the next few weeks will be able to get one?
Well, I think that some are ramping up to a level that they're not going to have to, John, and I think that we also have kept in reserve. We have almost 10,000 ventilators in our line. We have them. We've held back just because we did the stockpile. We didn't want to give them because we don't know where the emergency. It hits like so fast. It comes so quickly, and we have 10,000. We're probably going to send some of them now. We've been sending a lot to Michigan and various other states. We'll probably send some additional ones to Michigan. New York's been doing very well, but we can add some more to New York. We're adding them to the areas that are having a problem. Even Alabama all of a sudden flared up a little bit, as you saw over the last couple of days, and we'll send them down.
Alabama's locked down, right?
So we have 10,000. We kept them for this very specific purpose. It sounds like a lot, but it's not when you think about it. But we're making a lot, and when you see, they're talking about hundreds of thousands being made in a very short period of time, because if you look at what so we have now 10 companies at least making the ventilators. And we say go ahead because, honestly, other countries really, they'll never be able to do it. It's a very complex piece of equipment, and it's big and expensive.
So do you believe as we approach this peak in a couple of weeks that there will be enough for the American populace?
I do think so, yes. I do think so. I think we're going to be in very good shape. And we had a great call today with the governors, and I actually said, I hope that the media is listening to this call, because it was a really good call, and that was randomly selected, largely Democrats and Republicans, and I think for the most part they were saying thank you for doing a great job, and we discussed that at the end of the call. So it really, people are very happy with what we're doing. Now the circumstances are so terrible because of what's going on, but I think they're very impressed by the federal government. I watched that beautiful ship floating in today into, weeks ahead of schedule, almost 4 weeks ahead of schedule into New York Harbor, Comfort. And I watched the Mercy floating in to Los Angeles almost a week ago. And they are stocked. They are really ready to go. They're stocked with both talent and tremendous amounts of equipment. And the Navy and everybody else involved, they got it ready so fast. It's just incredible what they can do. They've geared up. That's why, I am so impressed by the people involved. Mike and I were talking about it before, the level of genius to put it all together so quickly. This wasn't a month ago. Nobody ever heard of this. Nobody had any idea. The Mercy was being maintained. It was in maintenance for a month. And when they heard we needed it, and I was surprised, they said, "Sir, we're ready to go." I said, "What do you mean you're not going to be ready for 3 weeks?" "No, sir, we're all ready to go." It was incredible. So, and we've had many instances like this. I think the building of the hospital, 2,900 beds in a matter of days, a few days, is just incredible. Governor Cuomo was impressed, and Gavin Newsom was impressed by what we've been doing with Gavin and California and Los Angeles area in particular, but really San Francisco, all over California. When you look at what we're doing with Michigan, we're getting along very well with Michigan. It's a great place. We're sending a lot of things to Michigan because that's becoming a hotbed, especially a specific area, as you know. It's become very hot. It's become, could even at some point supersede, but it's got to be taken care of. So we're the relationship we have with the governors, I just wish you could, because we took a lot of calls from a lot of different states, and I wish you could have heard. Even a thing where, like, the governor of Ohio calls, where he has a company that does the sterilization, but they have a problem because it's not going quickly at the FDA. And I call up Steve, and Steve comes in, and he said, "We'll get it done." And they checked it, and they got it done almost immediately. And originally they were approving it for 10,000 masks, and then it was supposed to be for 80, and they ultimately approved it for 120,000. It's a tremendous number. And I kept wondering, why aren't they sterilizing these masks? I assumed maybe you couldn't do it. But then I'd look at them, and they'd look like, it's not cloth. It's something that looks like it could be sterilized, and that's what they've done. And that's the machine that is over there, actually. They have a piece of the machine over there. I won't bother showing it to you. And this is incredible when you talk about 5 minutes, 15 minutes, and highly accurate, and not nearly as disturbing to do as the other tests. So we've just gotten better. We're doing things that nobody else ever thought of. Please.
The DMV has issued stay-at-home orders, but Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia took it pretty far. He issued a 70-day stay-at-home order.
Good
Is that
God.
constitutional, first off? And secondly, do you think it's warranted to go ahead and issue a 70-day guidance at this point?
Well, we're letting the governors do in their states pretty much what they want with our supervision, and they consult with us in all cases. Some go further than others, as you know. I could give you plenty of examples, but I'm not going to do that because we never want to be controversial. But some of the governors have taken it a step further, and people are questioning that. But look, staying at home with respect to what we're talking about doesn't bother me at all. People should be staying at home. That's what we want. OAN, please. OAN.
2,405 Americans have died from coronavirus in the last 60 days.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have 2,369 children who are killed by their mothers through elective abortions each day. That's 16,500 children killed every week.
Yeah.
2 states have suspended elective abortion to make more resources available for coronavirus cases. That's Texas and Ohio. Do you agree with states who are placing coronavirus victims above elective abortions, and should more states be doing the same?
Well, I think what we're doing is we're trying to, as a group, governors, and that's
OAN pushing truth, son.
Working together to solve this problem. That's been what you're mentioning has been going on for a long time, and it's a sad event, a lot of sad events in this country. But what we're doing is now we're working on the virus, we're working on that hidden enemy, and I think we're doing a great job on as good a job as you can possibly do. When Tony and Deborah came up with numbers yesterday to say that if we did nothing, you could lose 2.2 up to 2 point, maybe beyond, I don't know, maybe beyond, but 2.2 million people if we did nothing. And I can't tell you what the unfortunate final toll is going to be, but it's going to be a very small fraction of that. So we're doing an awfully good job, I think, with what we're doing. Please, go ahead.
Ohio?
Please.
Are you considering at all a nationwide stay-at-home order? I know there's a lot of states that have put them in place, but some haven't. I'm just wondering if you were considering some sort of broad stay-at-home order. And then I have a question for Dr. Birx, too, if you don't mind.
Well, we've talked about it. We, there are some parts of the country that are in far deeper trouble than others. There are other parts that, frankly, are not in trouble at all. So hopefully, we're going to be able to keep it that way by doing what we're doing. So we talked about quarantine, as you know, the other day. A group came to me and they wanted to do the quarantine, and I said, let's think about it, and we did, and we studied it, and by the time the evening came, it just was something that was very unwieldy, very tough to enforce, and something we didn't want to do.
Whoa, look who just subscribed. Look at that.
We did advisory, and I think that's doing well. I mean, I look at the streets. You look at New York, where I look down Fifth Avenue. Today, they were showing a shot of Fifth Avenue in sort of prime time, and there was almost nobody on Fifth Avenue. I've never seen that before. There was no car. There was no anything. So I think the people of this country have done an incredible job. If we do that, we will let you know, but it's pretty unlikely, I would think, at this time.
Can I ask a quick question for Dr. Birx
Yes.
also? So, Dr. Birx, if you don't mind, you had mentioned today that this model that predicts 100,000 deaths is if we do things almost perfectly. So I wanted to know, are we currently doing things almost perfectly, or are there more things we need to be doing to cap, to not exceed that 100,000, 200,000 model?
Please, come.
Thank you. I think that's a really great question. And tomorrow we'll go through all of the graphs and all the information that we took to the president for the decision. But and I just want to thank the data team that's working day and night to I usually get my data about 2 a.m. from them, and they assimilate all the data from all the states. And when you look at all of the states together, all of them are moving in exactly the same curves. And so that's why we really believe this needs to be federal guidance, so that every state understands that it may look like 2 cases today that become 20, that become 200, that become 2,000. And that's what we're trying to prevent. And I think states still have that opportunity, but they're going to have to do all of these these recommendations are recommendations that the globe is using. And so we really do recommend that every governor, every mayor looks very carefully and ensures that their communities are utilizing these guidance.
Thank you very much. Thanks. It is amazing. You look at Louisiana, and for a long time it was just staying at nothing. And then all of a sudden, I look one day and I see a lot and a lot and a lot, and then it explodes. And now we're working very carefully and very powerfully with them. We're building hospitals, so we're building a lot of different things for Louisiana. So it's very important. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Has warned that this could be seasonal, cyclical virus. So, and maybe both of you could comment on this, and Dr. Birx as well. Are you prepared for this to strike again, say, in the fall? All the efforts that are taking place right now to contain this, to be proactive, and
we're prepared. I hope it doesn't happen. Doctor, would you like to say something about that? I hope it doesn't happen, but we're certainly prepared.
In fact, I would anticipate that would actually happen because of the degree of transmissibility. However, if you come back in the fall, it will be a totally different ballgame of what happened when we first got hit with it in the beginning of this year. There will be several things that will be different. Our ability to go out and be able to test, identify, isolate, and contact trace will be orders of magnitude better than what it was just a couple of months ago. In addition, we have a number of clinical trials that are looking at a variety of therapeutic interventions. We hope one or more of them will be available. And importantly, as I mentioned to you many times at these briefings, is that we have a vaccine that's on track and multiple other candidates.
No.
So I would anticipate that, a year to a year and a half, we
not from you
under an emergency use. If we start seeing an efficacy signal, we may be able to even use a vaccine at the next season. So things are going to be...
We're basically going to be shut down. It was almost August.
More than just lessons learned. It's going to be things that we have available to us that we did not have before.
It was almost fall. We were getting shut down till August in the beginning of all this. And it's going to come back around.
Thank you. Scott Gottlieb, your former FDA commissioner, wrote a roadmap for recovery after the coronavirus.
Very interesting. I saw it.
He suggests, the roadmap suggests that everybody wear a mask in public. Is that something that the task force thinks is a good idea?
Well, we haven't discussed it to that extent, but it's certainly something we could discuss. We're getting certainly the number of masks that you need. We are in the process of talking about things. I saw his suggestion on that, so we'll take a look at it for a period of time, not forever. I mean, we want our country back. We're not going to be wearing masks forever, but it could be for a short period of time after we get back into gear. I could see something like that happening for a period of time, but I would hope it would be a very limited period of time. Doctors, they'll come back and say for the rest of our lives we have to wear masks.
The roadmap also talks about doing GPS for social distancing, maybe following people's phones, and hotels for isolation for people, giving them free hotel rooms. Are those ideas that you're looking at?
Well, the GPS, that's a very severe idea. I've been hearing about it, GPS. So what happens? A siren goes off if you get too close to somebody? That's pretty severe, but he's somebody, he was with me for a long time. They did a great job at FDA, so we're taking a look. I just received it a little while ago. He sent it over, so very good. Go ahead, let's give it a shot.
Sir, what do you
Jim
say
Acosta?
to Americans who are upset with you over the way you downplayed this crisis?
What do you mean, dummy?
Months? We have it very much under control in this country. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. It's going to disappear. It's like a miracle. It will disappear. March 4th, we have a very small number of people in this country infected. March 10th, we're prepared. We're doing a great job with it. It will go away. Just stay calm. It will go away. What do you say to Americans who believe that you got this wrong?
And I do want them to stay calm.
God!
And we are doing a great job. If you look at those individual statements, they're all true. Stay calm. It will go away. You know it is going away, and it will go away, and we're going to have a great victory. And it's people like you and CNN that say things like that. It's why people just don't want to listen to CNN anymore. You could ask a normal question. The statements I made are, I want to keep the country calm. I don't want panic in the country. I could cause panic much better than even you. I could do much. I would make you look like a minor league player. But you know what? I don't want to do that. I want to have our country be calm and strong and fight and win. And it will go away. And it is incredible, the job that all of these people are doing, putting them all together, the job that they're doing. I am very proud of the job they're doing, that Mike Pence is doing, that the task force has done, that Honeywell and Procter & Gamble and Mike and all of these people have done. I'm very proud. It's almost a miracle, and it is, the way it's all come together. And instead of asking a nasty, snarky question like that, you should ask a real question. And other than that, I'm going to go to somebody else. Please, go ahead, please.
You expressed some concern in the past that medical supplies were going out the back door and that perhaps some hospitals were doing things worse than hoarding.
Well, I expressed what was told to me by a tremendous power in the business. He said that at a New York hospital. For a long period of time, he was giving 10,000, maybe maximum 20,000 masks over a short time. And all of a sudden, he's giving 300,000. And I said, no matter how bad this is, could that be possible? He said, no. So there's only a couple of things that could happen. Is it going out the back door? And I've reported it to the city and let the city take a look at it. But when you go from 10,000 masks to 300,000 masks, Mike, over the same period of time, there's something going on. Now, I'm not making any charges. But when everyone's looking for masks, and by the way, that's another thing, we're making a lot of masks, and the sterilization process is going to save a lot of time and a lot of masks. But when you have the biggest distributor of product that distributes to many of the big hospitals and hospital chains, And he brings up a statistic like that, and I know you're trying to make a big deal out of it, but you shouldn't be. You should actually go over to the hospital and find out why. You shouldn't be asking me. I'm just saying that's the way it is. You should go over there as a great reporter. I have no idea who you are, but that's okay. You should go over there, go to the hospital, and find out how come you used to get 10,000 masks and you had a full hospital. New York City, always full. And how come now you have 300,000 masks, despite the virus and all? You have three. How do you go from 10 to 300,000? And this is very serious stuff. I mean, I could see from 10 to 20 or from 10 to 40 or 50 or something. But how do you go from 10 to 300,000 masks? So what I think you should do is I'm sure you're a wonderful investigative reporter. You should go to the hospital and find out why. Okay, yeah.
Wow. So are they trying to make up a number to make him look bad? Or are they trying to make these masks and then hoard them so that nobody gets them, just like the ventilators?
It's so bad for the economy, but the economy is number 2 on my list. First, I want to say,
and then they want people to die.
We're going to get the economy.
Is that
back.
what he's getting at?
The economy's going to come back very fast. Steve's just asking about the economy. What's it like? We basically shut down our country. And we did that in order to keep people separated, keep people apart. They're not working in offices. They're not in airplanes together. You know, we really shut it down. And, 150, 151 other countries are pretty much shut down. But here we had the greatest economy in the world. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And I had to go from doing a great job for 3 years to shutting it down. But you know what? We're going to build it up, and we're going to build it up rapidly. And I think in the end we'll be stronger for it. We learned a lot. And I have to say, we've had great relationships with a lot of countries. China sent us some stuff, which was terrific. Russia sent us a very, very large plane load of things, medical equipment, which was very nice. Other countries sent us things that I was very surprised at, very happily surprised. We learned a lot. We're learning a lot. And we're also learning that the concept of borders is very important, Steve. It's very important. Having borders is very, very important. But we have done an incredible job. The economy is going to come back. My focus is saving lives. That's the only focus I can have. We're going to bring the economy back, and we'll bring it back fast. Yeah, please.
Follow up.
Go ahead.
Mr. President.
Please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You've said several times that the
Is this
United
blue?
States has ramped up testing.
Oh, God.
So
Big blue.
Talk a little quicker or a little louder. Mr. President, you said several times that the United States has ramped up testing, but the United States is still not testing per capita as many people as other countries like South Korea. Why is that, and when do you think that number will be on par with other countries?
Yeah, well, it's very much on par. Look, per capita, we have areas of country that's very wide. I know South Korea better than anybody. It's a very tight. Do you know how many people are in Seoul? Do you know how big the city of Seoul is? 38 million people. That's bigger than anything we have. 38 million people, all tightly wound together. We have vast farmlands. We have vast areas where they don't have much of a problem. In some cases, they have no problem whatsoever. We have done more tests. I didn't talk about per capita. We have done more tests by far than any country in the world, by far.
How about those indictments per capita? Why don't you talk about that, huh?
And when you look at that, as simple as that looks, that's something that's a game changer. And every country wants that, every country. So rather than asking a question like that, you should congratulate the people that have done this testing, because this administration inherited
a broken
system, a system that was obsolete, a system that didn't work. It was okay for a tiny, small group of people, but once you got beyond that, it didn't work. We have built an incredible system to the fact where we have now done more tests than any other country in the world, and now the technology is really booming. I just spoke to I spoke to a lot. I'm not going to even mention. I spoke to a number of different testing companies today, and the job that they've done and the job that they're doing is incredible. But when Abbott comes out and does this so quickly, it's really unreal. In fact, one company I have to say that stands out in the job, and I think I can say this, I don't want to insult anybody else, but Roche. Roche has been incredible in the testing job they've done, and they're ramping it up exponentially. It's up, 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 up. And you should be saying congratulations instead of asking
Blueberry.
a really snarky question, because I know exactly what you mean by that. You should be saying congratulations to the men and women who have done this job, who have inherited a broken testing system and who have made it great. And if you don't say it, I'll say it. I want to congratulate all of the people. You have done a fantastic job, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye, Blueberry. Bye, Jim Acosta. Soy boy. You bums. Bums. We're back. We're back. So what'd you guys think about that? That's not the right screen. Me. What'd you think about that, huh? We got some super chats too, by the way. Ferrero Rochelle, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Where are you from, Ferrero? That's not American currency. I need to know. Glad to have you from abroad. Don Mitch, thank you so much, Don. Please be careful. Thomas is being watched. Possibly. That's a Simpsons reference. He said snarky to both of them. Who said that? Corey King says, Thomas, you should be sitting just how you are, right behind the president, and call out these dumbass reporters. God, I hate them. Bye, Big Blue. We'll see you next time, all right? Next time, bring that Spanx with you, please. You're embarrassing yourself. Bombs, man. I'm telling you. He got Big Blue last time. Right? Don Razor, thank you so much for the super chat, Don. Great name, by the way. It says, keep on rocking Donnie T. Absolutely. Acosta isn't a human. He's an agent, that's for sure. Christina Love, thank you so much for the super chat. Feel like I remember that name. Thank you so much. Jennifer Lawrence, I am in Greenville, South Carolina. South African, okay. South Africa, wow. That is amazing. That is so cool. What was that person's name again before my computer freezes? Ferrero from South Africa. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you. I don't know if, I guess that's male, I guess. All right. Derek 103 says the only snarky I like is from Linda. Me too. Drop the mic. Libs go crazy. They get triggered big time. GPS, very scary. Claire Lutz. Yeah, I agree. Appreciate that, Claire. I agree. Not good. I don't like that monitoring crap. Even though we are already completely monitored. Just do not like it. Christy Shea Coffin Burkett says, oh my God, laugh my balls off, Thomas. I'm in tears. I don't like these people, man. I don't like them. Johnny H says, Linda is our only snarky. Got that right. Got it right. Acosta is a major weirdo. Very feminine. 30 more days, Paul Roach. 30 more days, yeah. Said that multiple times. Very strange. Yeah, Alan Kistler says, OAN reporter, you were right, Thomas. I'm telling you, dropping truth. They're good. They are good. I could take calls for a little bit if you guys want me to. You guys smash that like button, though. I don't know how many people are watching. If you want to support and leave a like and share, I definitely will open up. Jennifer, that's great. Yeah. Oh, you're only about 30 minutes up the street from me. Yeah. War Angel says, I love these gatherings to watch our president. Me too. They're a lot of fun. I mean, I guess I could open up the lines for a minute if you guys want to talk. I'll take a couple calls. All right, want to do that? You can do it for a minute. Cat Wheeler, love you too. John Howell says, my brother just told me that Arizona is on mandatory lockdown. They're having a problem? Alabama, Louisiana? I know Georgia's screwed. And they're right next to us, so... I mean, I don't know. I pray to God that South Carolina stays out of it. We got a really good governor, so, you know. Over 2,000 people watching and only 1,200 likes. Come on, guys. Millie Moo! Hey, from London. Loved the show the other night with Inevitable. When's part 2? It's coming. It's coming, Joel. Oh, not Joel. Millie Moo. It's coming, Millie Moo. Johnny H. I have seen a lot of people say that. I am not going to comment. But that's strange. Untitled 82, thank you, says fake news got destroyed again. He does not back down. He will not back down. For 1 second, let me X out of this. Bring it over here. Susan Robbins, thank you, Susan, says, thank you so much, Thomas. You're doing a great job. Where we go, when we go all. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. Very nice. Thank you. From the Butler. Thank you, Butler. He says, from Northeast Ohio, my wife and I are awake. Trump is the greatest president in history. Our country needs patriots like you and others to inform the public. Where we go, when we go all. Thank you, the Butler. I'm doing the best I can. Never seen that name before. Hop aboard. I'm glad you're here. Please subscribe, and thanks for the donation. I appreciate that. Share it on all your social media. This is what we do here. This is a great place for you to chill. I can promise you that, because we do not stop. Swamp Fuel 20. Hey, T, awesome speech. Your hard work is very much appreciated. They need live PD when they round them up. They do. Swamp Fuel. They need live PD. If you don't know what live PD is, please figure that out. Ferrero. Okay, now I see. Crazy times in South Africa. Day 4 of lockdown. Heading into winter. Wow. Pray for Africa. Thanks for the great channel. Ferrero, no, thank you for coming aboard from abroad. And I hope you guys stay safe. I really mean that. I really mean that. Thank you for being here. That means that's so special to me. That's crazy. Crazy. All right, let's go ahead and open Zoom so you guys can get a few calls in. Jennifer Lawrence, thank you so much, Miss Clemson. I appreciate that. Very nice of you. Thank you for your generosity. Nikki Silver says, I can't stop listening to that song by Severe you played the other night. He's good. He's good. We're going to come out with a song soon. Me, him, and Polar Bear. Get ready. Mark Atwood, what's up, my man? When he talks about a broken system, he's not talking about the testing system. Love from Ireland. I knew you were from Ireland. You don't have to tell me. You ain't got to tell me, Mark. You're good, baby. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming in from abroad. Mr. Spock, these briefings may be doing much better than the rallies, although they are much more fun. They are. They are. They are. Let me get the number up. I'm sorry. These super chats. You guys are great. I promise. 93. There you go. There's the number. And I'll wait for you guys to call. Can't see the number because I'm in the way with my big head. There you go. There you go, guys. Just a couple super chats. Kermit Nathan, what's up, Kermit? He says, please explain why people say it will be biblical. Love your show. It's going to be biblical because basically once this information gets out, we learn everything. We have to relearn everything. We know the truth. Then from there, we come together as humanity. We come together as it's loving. It's a new world, a new dawning. because we know what the truth is. Finally, when we start seeing these elites being arrested, we come together, collective consciousness, right? This is what we do. He's already telling us our world is about to be different. Our country is about to be different. You break down the Fed, you make arrests, you take care of the Rothschilds, Rockefellers. This is what happens. You know, you break up this cabal, and then humanity flourishes, right? We become more intellectual, we become more smarter, higher IQs. Our energy goes up. We have technologies, cures. This starts to come about. Full disclosure starts to happen. Maybe not full, but damn near close to it. And we just start to evolve as humans. It's biblical, my friend. Biblical. This is what it is. That's what I mean by that. That's what Q means by that. It's coming back in contact with ourselves, right? Learning, understanding ourselves. Denise Boland, thank you so much for the super chat. I am an author of pro-Trump political satire books. Sent them to the prez and got a thank you card back from him. He's so great. Oh, that's awesome. Thomas, I sent you a book too. You should get it soon. That's amazing. I will check to see when that comes in. 1 second. Let me get this going for everybody. Nope. All right. I know we're going to have a lot of calls because that was huge. Tiffany Ruzga. Thank you so much, Tiffany. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you for your generosity. Very kind. That is a new name. And Lorraine Conte. I believe that's how it's pronounced. Thank you. Or Lorraine Kant. I don't know. But thank you. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. Keep up the great work, brother. We appreciate and pray for you and pray for increase in all you do. That's amazing. Thank you. Prayer in numbers holds weight. This I can promise you. It really does work. Yes, Polar Bear Smack. Is he here? Polar Bear, what's up, my man? DFY, Auburn University, what's up? POTUS, My Pillow, and Thomas killed it this afternoon. It's happening. Mike Lydell, I think that's his name. Mike Lydell. I told you, I said go check out Anthony Cumia, C-U-M-I-A, and watch that guy talk about the president. He knows. He's esoteric. He knows. He knows. He says it's biblical too. Mike Lydell. Bronze God, what's up? Because you can't, you won't, and you don't stop. Thanks, Bronze God. I appreciate that. Thank you. Very funny too. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and take a couple calls. 6195, welcome to the show.
Hi, Thomas. I'm Sherry from Colorado.
Hi, Sherry. How are you?
I'm good. I try and catch your shows every day. There's something going on everywhere you look.
It does not stop. We don't stop here.
I saw part of a video the other day from Montegraph. He has a theory about the 6-foot separation, the 5G, and the virus.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if somebody needs to check that out, because they say the 5G went up in Wuhan at the same time as the outbreak.
Sure. You know, I mean, a lot of people think that. I got to sneeze. Hold on. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yes, I think that we've talked about this a couple times, that what is it? Huawei? I believe that's how it's pronounced. They had a lot of part in this. They had a lot of part in this 5G in China and so on and so forth. And I believe that blueprint of that, where the part that's supposed to hurt us was actually taken out when it was placed here. Because I have 5G on my phone. I mean, there's a 5G tower 3 blocks from my apartment. So, you know, I feel fine.
Yeah, I see them everywhere.
No, they go up within 24 hours. They can pop those suckers up quick. But I think that blueprint that's supposed to actually harm us is not in that over here. I think Trump stopped that. Somebody's going to have to research that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I read.
Q stated in one of his posts that 5G was safe. Go play.
Yes, ma'am.
I've not feared it since then.
There you go. Well, I don't think we have anything to worry about, okay? Q has a flawless
Thomas,
record.
I love you and all the Patriots and all the chatters, and I'll get off so somebody else can get on.
Well, thank you for making room for others. I appreciate that. And thanks for supporting and believing in what I do. Great call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Doug Murray with a slam dunk. Thank you, Doug. Big time donator as always. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. 1420, welcome to the show.
Hello, people. Hello, Thomas.
Hello. Who is this?
This is Deanna from New Jersey.
Deanna?
That's right.
How are you today? How's New Jersey?
Well, everybody here in New Jersey are taking it like slow. Same thing that everybody's reporting. Empty hospitals. Like.
Are you serious? So you've seen these hospitals personally?
No, but I have friends that work. My sister-in-law, she works in a hospital, and there's not that many cases. I live in like Bridgewater, in the area of Bridgewater, and in the New Jersey area is one of like the hot spots, apparently. But I mean, there's not many patients, not many people that can, to the magnitude that the media is playing it.
Why, Deanna? Why are they saying it like this?
Because you know what? Everything that the media can put out, people are gonna believe without a doubt. Like the sheeple that we call it sheeple.
Sure.
And one thing that many people should know, like around this time, there's no like those posts that we used to see like before the false flags events, like for like casting people for auditioning for like whatever event or what was it called? When they exercise like and bet that something's going to happen.
You mean like a lot like I don't know what you mean, but like say it one more time and I'll try and remember.
Yeah, like this exercise that they do even in schools to pretend.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean, like drills.
Drills, exactly. That's the word.
Uh-huh.
So they can't do this around this time because everybody is told to stay at home. So they can't do this right now, and have all these people like playing fake, that they're fake bodies on the ground and people crying like we've seen in previous false flags events. So they are not be able to do that right now. One other thing I wanted to bring to everybody's attention that no one is like really talking about this is like which one is like the biggest threat to humanity and it's been our biggest threat for decades. In my humble opinion, is Big Pharma.
Yeah, very devastating. Very devastating.
It's like the major giant to bring down. And if you think about it, what's taking place right now globally is the war against Big Pharma. Because think about it, what better way to bring them down than to do this kind of thing? Release the cures and they're done.
Not well said.
And that is what is taking place right now. You think the right to try act that President Trump signed was just like, oh, I'm just being a good guy here? No, this was part of the plan too, if you think about it. Because that's what's taking place right now. You have the right to try a different drug. You have the right to try a different therapy. You have the right to fight for your life because this is what is taking place at this very moment. Right before our eyes, we're seeing the takedown of Big Pharma, guys.
I agree. I think you're on to something with that. I think that it's just going to... It's a slow drip. I don't even think this is slow at this point. I think they already got him by the, excuse the expression, by the balls.
Yeah, and also, like, President Trump have said many times, like, the therapeuticals versus vaccines.
Yes.
Vaccines. Think about it. He's trying to say, like, people try therapeutical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't want to go into the vaccines yet, but he brings it up because, he has to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about optics. But if people really try different, like, it's not just like the drug that he's like been promoting lately. There's many methods that you can cure this disease by increasing your amount of zinc in your body. It's a lot of different therapies that you can do, even like frequency therapies.
Sure,
Frequency
absolutely.
therapies.
So
they're non-invasive.
Mhm.
There are machines that can, you can sit on a mat or lay down on a mat, and your whole body will resonate to certain frequency, and you can be cured.
Yeah.
Just like that. Light therapy. That's called biophotonic therapy. It's just light. You put yourself in front of red light therapy, and that helps in so many ways. There are so many solutions. There are so many things that we can do to improve our health. It's not just one. It's not just a magical pill,
No, I know.
He's trying to promote, and that is the major to me. And I'm very happy that we're all going through this. And I'm not fearful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful because of all this that's taking place right now. The whole world might be able to take down Big Pharma once and for all. I'm so happy.
I agree. I have a question for you real quick before I let you go. You're in a hot spot. You said your sister-in-law is a nurse?
Yes.
Do you know anyone with this?
Well, I know someone that in our family, my husband's family, she got apparently diagnosed, but you have to take into consideration also the false negatives, the false positives,
Yes. I agree.
You don't really know because she's a young person.
Is she okay?
That she's fine, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's fine. She's recovering. A mild thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have another a daughter of a friend of mine that she had it, and she was very sick, difficulty breathing, extremely painful to breathe. That's what she tells us. It was.
She have any pre-existing conditions like asthma or anything?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Mild asthma, exactly. Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm glad. I hope they both pull through and they're $100. I hope they're doing good afterward.
Of course,
$1 million.
We're all praying for everybody. We're praying for everybody.
Sure.
People, please, the right to try was signed for a reason.
Mm-hmm. I agree. To get around Big Pharma, right?
Exactly. Exercise your rights. Mm-hmm. Know what you can do, and what this president have done for all of us. This is the moment that we said we're going to exercise our right to try to fight for our lives and those that we love.
I agree. Great call. Great points. You call back more often, all right? I know you've called in before.
Yes, I have.
And I think then you had great points too. So you're hitting home runs. And I hope you have a great evening, and you be safe in New Jersey, you and your family, okay? Thanks for supporting.
Thank you so much. Much love to everybody.
Absolutely. Bye-bye. Great call. Zebes, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate that. Very much so. Let's take a couple more. 7717. A lot of sevens. I like that.
How you doing, Thomas?
Hey, who's this?
This is Ray from Pennsylvania. 50.
What's up,
I'll
Ray?
be 51 this year. I've known about this shit, a lot of it, for years. My junior high school teacher told me about the taxes, and I dug into it. The other big part of this that's got to be eliminated is the FDA. There's a guy called Weekend Warrior. He's dropping all the stuff of everything.
I've heard of him.
The food. They got the cure for cancer. They banned that in 1939. People just don't realize how deep this is, and it's like so many people refuse to accept it. I'm trying to tell people.
They profit off our illness.
They program people so much that it's just like they refuse to open their eyes. And
Yes, sir.
I can see why the military is going to have to be brought in, because there's going to be a lot of people freaking out over this. I got a 357 on my hip because I work security.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And if it comes to me or some scumbag, I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to. I've had them for over 30 years, and I've never, ever had to use one and don't want to. But there's too much evil in this world. I just hope that Trump takes it all down soon. There's so much fear pouring out there. He's part of the deep state. He's Illuminati. If he was, don't you think he would have pulled his card to show us he was already?
Yeah.
The hate's still out there. People just need to wake up. And I just wanted to thank you for all the shows you put out there and all the patriots like you that are out there.
Thanks,
we're
man.
Here, we're listening. We'll keep the word spreading. Thanks for the time.
You too, my man. Thank you so much. You be safe out there, all right? You got to use that 357. You use it.
You have a good one.
You too, Bubba. Bye-bye. Good call. Good call. Guys, smash that like button if you have not done so yet. Please subscribe if you have not done so yet. And share if you, that helps so much, guys. And follow me on Twitter. TRUreporting. Please follow me on Twitter. It takes 30 seconds to set it up, to set up an account. 8656, welcome to the show. 8656, are you there? $27.01, are you there?
Hey, how you doing, Thomas?
Hey, how are you? Who is this?
This is Brian from Florida.
Hi, Brian. How are you? Are they going to shut down Florida?
I believe they already have. I'm a truck driver out over the road right now.
Where are you at right now?
I'm sitting at a turnpike rest area in Ohio.
Okay.
And let me tell you.
Thank you for your hard work, my man. Real quick, I want to thank you for your hard work. I promise I mean that.
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, I'm proud to do it.
Excellent.
Doing things for my country, you know what I mean?
Hell yes. Love it.
But I just wanted to tell you, I've been a subscriber of yours for, I think he was about 30,000 when I subscribed.
Nice, man.
Watching you for a minute.
Yeah, you have.
Watching you for a minute.
Thank you for the loyalty.
And, oh, yeah, man. Yeah. I don't donate because I don't let Google know my bank account.
No, I understand, my man. I understand.
But, yeah, I mean, I was talking to my mom, and apparently there's a travel ban going on in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
She lives in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only like essential runs you can make there, apparently, from what you were telling me.
Say that one more time. What kind of run?
Like essential runs. You know, go to...
Oh, essential. Okay, yes, okay. Yeah. I thought you said central.
And, yeah, I know, it's my accent, man.
No, you're right. You're a little choppy on the phone, but that you're coming in good. You're good. All right, so essential runs in Louisiana.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I know, it's like New Orleans is pretty much a ghost town.
Yes.
I think that's been going on for a while now.
You know, the governor there is supposed to be great, but I mean, he screwed up. I mean, they had Mardi Gras.
Yeah. See, that's what I was telling my mom. I was like, the reason why you're starting to see it pop up is because, you know, Mardi Gras was going on, you know, at the same time. So there was all walks of life coming through there. So
think of Florida, man. Florida with all the spring breakers. Jeez, man.
Right.
You know, it's going to blow up there too.
Full. Oh, yeah. Beaches were slap full.
Wow.
But also, I wanted to say that it's pretty surreal being out here because usually, you know, truck drivers, we got to deal with a lot of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see a whole lot of traffic.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty surreal.
Yeah, man. They've shut down a lot, bro. A lot.
Right. And I've heard you mention SGT Report.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also subscribed to him. He's great.
Good.
I don't know if you caught one of his videos not too long ago about the Rockefeller papers from 2010.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't watch other channels. It's no offense to anybody else. It's just I try to stay in my own lane.
Right.
Yeah.
It was pretty compelling because it talked about essentially what's going on right now back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about a virus coming out of China and pretty much wrecking the economy around the world.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty interesting, I must say. Because, you know how deep them Rockefellers go.
Oh, yeah, super deep, man. I think they're being pulled apart right now, actually. But
Right.
I appreciate the call, my man. I'm gonna take a couple more, and thanks for being a loyalist and sticking with me for so long, man. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man. Bless you, man.
God bless you too. Be safe on the road, my man.
Oh yeah, we'll do.
All right, man. Bye-bye. Good call. Somebody said Jordan Sather lost his PayPal. They took it from him. PayPal banned him. You know, I like Jordan. Jordan does go against the grain. He goes against the grain a lot. And I mean, he's ballsy. You know, he is. Trey, I'm hearing that from more and more people. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying anything about him. I'm just saying I'm seeing a lot of you guys talk about that. Megan Friedman, no, not at this point. Not at this point. 1274, welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, who's this?
This is Dawn Mitch.
Hi, Dawn. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you doing, hon?
I'm doing good. What's on your mood today? What's on your mind today?
Things have just been getting crazy, and I get all sorts of stuff in my emails, and I can't go over it right now. I'm not going to take much of your time. I just wanted you to know that you're just doing a fabulous job, and I love you.
Thank you, Dawn. Very sweet. Thank you.
If you've ever looked at any of my emails, I don't even know how to do the email with the YouTube thing, but I am.
Well, the message, the best way to contact me, the best way is through Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
The best way.
Well, on Twitter, you have to follow me for me to DM you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there's that. But
sure.
You know, I am a retired police officer. I'm also a veteran, Army veteran, and paramedic.
Yes, ma'am. Amazing. Thank you for everything you've done.
Thank you. And I thank you for everything that you're doing, everything that you do to support. Oh, my goodness. It's to my heart. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you, Dawn. Very
and I love
sweet.
you for it.
Thank you.
I need you to know that. And there's a couple things that if I could DM you, but outside of that, somebody just said something about Florida. Yeah, I just got two alerts. I'm in South Florida, and the alerts, both of them were basically heed to the wash your hands, stop going outside type of text, like emergency.
Stop going outside?
Yeah.
Or in public?
Yeah, basically, no, yeah. Heed to the don't go out in public type of text. That's what we got, two of them in the past 30 minutes when the president was on. I got two of them. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of people down here are doing their thing. Like I don't really see any panic, which is amazing. I think people are getting bored. Yeah, I do too. I agree. I absolutely agree.
I mean, if I didn't have this, I would probably just be I'd probably buy like a treadmill or like a bench, weight bench, and just set it up in my living room and just get swole. That's what I would do.
Yep.
Because this is
more than anything. Tyler, look at Tyler's over there. I think on top for Tom. Maybe. I've been swimming like every day, which is
good.
Really good. Like this is like one of those awakenings that you're like, okay, this is a really bad situation, but it's making us better people, to be honest.
It is. And really again, is. I'm not a real like physical touch type person. Like I'm more like I'll do like the pound. I don't shake hands. I've always been like that. I mean, people don't. I mean, I'm a germaphobe. Like I am, and it's just I'm just always like that. I'm kind of OCD, and it's just like, hell, I don't care. When I don't mind being 6 feet away from somebody. I don't care. I don't like being in congested areas. I think it's just what we should be doing as human beings. There's a lot of gross people out there. No offense to people.
No, there is. No,
but there is.
In my professions, I've seen the gross of the gross. Trust me.
I'm sure.
And, like, I used to strip myself down at the end of the day and be like,
yeah,
nobody touch me until I get in the shower and decon myself. Like, it literally, that is how I live my life. And, I just think that people literally need to have a bigger understanding. You don't have to freak out. There's no freaking out. Just stop getting in people's faces. Stop being.
I know. Exactly.
Stop picking your nose and putting your hand on the freaking carriage of the shopping cart. Like, stop doing stupid shit like that. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I agree. I agree. It's just be clean. I think social distancing should be done all the time. I don't really care. But I'm sick. I'm pretty tired of being locked in this apartment. I mean, South Carolina's not on lockdown, but you can't go anywhere. Nothing's open. Yeah. So it's just like, I mean, what do? You just exercise, I guess. So,
exactly. Like, I've been in my pool or whatever. I was stationed over in Korea, and they don't have a sense of anything. Like Americans, we typically have like a 3-foot distance. Like, it's just innate in our body that we have a 3-foot distance that we don't get in people's faces. But over there, they don't. So it really proves that, like, you can still go out. If you're going to keep that 6-foot distance, like, you literally are okay.
No, I know, and you're right. And I think this will blow over quicker, sooner than later. We're just gonna have to get used to it. I just, if they do this 10 days of darkness, I mean, I'm gonna be biting my fingernails and stuff. Like, I'm gonna be freaking out because I'm gonna be so bored, and there's a little bit of claustrophobia sticking around too, which I don't like. So that's I guess that's why they made Xanax, right?
Right.
Right. There you go.
Well, you know what? Keep up the good fight. I'm always here for you.
Thank you, sweetie.
Please, if there's a way for me to, message you with some of my stuff that I've been researching, let me know. Mm-hmm. And God bless you.
God bless you too. You keep swimming down there in Florida. Enjoy the weather.
Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. That's it for the show. I want to thank each and everybody out there who liked, shared, supported, subscribed. Thank you, each and every one of you. This is not easy to do. You guys are carrying us. I'm telling you, you're carrying us. I couldn't do it without you. I open up this platform because it's your platform. And I greatly appreciate it, guys. Anybody who, I want to thank the mods. All of you guys, thank you so much. You're doing a great job. You're keeping order in there, and I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who called in. Great topics today. You guys are killing it. You're smart individuals. I'm telling you. I know, Kathy. I know you were. It is what it is. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the presser. I try and cover as many of those as I can. And, other than that, expect a podcast every day. And, keep social distancing yourselves. We'll get through this together. I'm glad we can all chill here together. I hope you acknowledge that. That, hey, 2 hours out of a day, more than that now, almost 4 hours out of the day you can spend here, and we can, get stuff off our shoulders. We can research, talk about whatever we need to. Because this is what we're here to do. We're all in this together, right? Where we go one, we go all. My friends, I just want to thank each and every one of you for the support, the camaraderie. It's beautiful. I love each and every one of you, and I hope you have a beautiful Monday evening. I'll see you tomorrow. It's probably sometime in the morning. Follow me on Twitter at TRUreporting. Please do that right now. Thanks to everybody for everything, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.